What's your happiest memory in 2022?
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. That's deep.
Damn, that's a good one.
Damn. My memory is so bad.
Going through every month in my head. Hold on.
I'm okay to think. I have some time to answer these, right?
Happiest memory of 2022. Fuck.
There's a lot, to be honest.
Oh, damn, that's actually a hard question.
Does New Year's Eve count? Can I count New Year's Eve? Yo, I won't, because I think New Year's Eve might have been the happiest moment of ever. I've never seen so many people just smile. That night was it was just all teeth. It was straight teeth. It was actually crazy. I'm gonna count that. That's not 2023 yet until I fell asleep, which I did not, so that's 22.
Sad as this is to say, maybe when the year was over, felt like last year was a year of learning and building, but I was excited to kind of go into 2023 with a new mindset and a new website and a portfolio that I was really happy with. So using that year to transition into a different stage of my career. I guess it was, when it was over.
Ooh, there were a lot of good ones. There was one, it was on my birthday actually. My friends and I went to P Mall, Pacific Mall, for those of you who know. And we just went and sat in the parking lot and just hung out for hours and watched the sunset and stuff. It felt really nice. It was a good day.
I will go to my friend's farm a lot. We all work in just various things in film, directing, photography. There's all types of shit, but just going out into the middle of nowhere and actually seeing stars and just being where no one can find you on a farm in the middle of Denville, that was genuinely, I think, one of the happiest moments of my life, for sure.
My happiest memory in 2022 was a trip that I took with me and 9 of my friends over to London and Paris.
Paris Fashion Week.
Going to Paris Fashion Week with all my guys.
Honestly, yeah, I think it was Paris.
I feel like everyone said this, but definitely Paris.
That was crazy.
Seeing every man's.
The whole city out there.
Felt really like a Toronto takeover. It was kind of surreal, just walking through Paris.
All my dogs out there in Paris.
Riding the scooters, the Lime scooters.
Running through the streets and
Sun's peaking, the weather's just so nice. Just a different atmosphere.
I don't know, it was a weird feeling. I felt free, I felt like I was living for the first time in a while.
All of us going off of the R22, that was crazy. Guys, don't get me started. Sitting front row at Fashion Week, crazy times, yeah.
What made that fashion show so special was all my best friends were front row. My brother, who I hadn't seen in 2 years, was front row, and just having that such a big moment and then being able to celebrate with them afterwards, such an amazing thing for me.
So just to be able to roll so deep and just exist in our truth, but as a group and as a collective in Paris, it was insane.
That whole moment was just perfect to me, and to be in that element with my girlfriend, I don't know, it was beautiful.
Me and my homies were in London, and we just got back here at 6 a.m. and we stayed up. We sat on the roof of our Airbnb in the porch, and we had a Drake listening party at 6 a.m. London time and watched the sunrise. That was probably my happiest moment of 2023.
It's crazy because you'd think it would be the Europe trip, but I had some pretty low moments out there too. Honestly, I got to perform for the first time in since the pandemic. That was really nice. I was pleasantly surprised.
There's so many of them. Honestly, from the travels I went with my friends, or just getting to meet so many other people in Toronto. A lot of it just really the common denominator is just having a really good time with my friends and making money while we do it. I think that's the biggest thing. We are just so lucky to have this experience. I think that's it.
One morning I went in and there was no one there, and slowly through the day the room got more filled with all the creatives that showed up, and I could feel the room coming alive. So researching in the morning, doing my work, and then over time, curious people, intelligent people, creative people filling that room, and just seeing the energy rise up from the morning till midday was really cool.
Post-COVID, getting back together with all the homies all the time and doing fun things and just feeling that freedom again is definitely it.
Happiest memory is seeing real good homies, friends that are basically family. First time in 4 years, so that was a huge link up. Yeah, that was a super happy moment.
Making more friends in the space, getting more involved in the scene, whether behind the scenes on music video sets or just creating more art with friends. That's my passion, and if it has to do with fashion, it makes me happy.
Did photography and media for one of the biggest South Asian artists. I went to New York and I was just on that big stage taking pictures of him and going, this is why I do what I do. I'm tired, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing, which is photography and creating something great.
Who was the artist?
His name's AP DeLong.
Probably traveling to shoot.
To quote Miles Davis, the happiest memory that I could remember with my pants on is taking a bike ride, especially like throughout Montreal, or like listening to just music. In Montreal or even like in Toronto, just like seeing like various different types of people at their own game, doing well in what they're doing, and it's super inspiring to be around that.
There's no like specific memory that comes to my mind, but just being around people that I love and enjoy the company of, just being alive.
Spending time with my friends and having a lot of like these cottages and just having the time of our lives.
Being around friends and family, it's a blessing to be with the people that I love.
Just excelling with my friends, getting my friends to come out of their shell and be creative in however way they want it to be.
Happiest memory is either most likely some laugh with friends or the billboard.
I had Ryan Destiny, who's like a singer, actress, model, on my mood boards for the longest because she's one of my favorite faces in the world. To shoot her and do her makeup for Prada was a major accomplishment. So I've never really felt happiness like that, where it's like healing your inner child kind of happiness, where you're making it and doing the things you thought you couldn't. That was major.
Probably to take a little bit of a step away from doing some of the projects I didn't want to do and kind of morph it into more kind of what my vision was from the start, which is like focusing more on music and, you know, stepping away from just doing corporate stuff in the photography world.
I think a moment that was almost like happy in terms of like a release was finally coming to acceptance that our last studio space we've finally grown out of, and making that push and change into getting a new space and becoming like different people, Lex and I.
Honestly, shout out Rick, I had a really good fashion week in New York. I have a best friend that lives there and we did a lot of like back and forth.
Going to LA and reconnecting with family and making new connections with friends.
Probably in LA surfing with my girl, that was fire.
Probably Florida. That was just like, it was an amazing time. Like the people who organized it, they treated us really well. They picked us up from the airport, they took us to dinner, they showed us around. And then I was able to spend like 5 days in Miami afterwards with my friends. So lots of fun.
I went to Vegas with my friends and I was in the desert on a four-wheeler. And I had just watched Casino, so I was romanticizing it, pretending I was on set of Casino.
The moment that stands out to me the most, where I can recall that I was super happy, was I went on a trip with my roommate at the time, just us two, to Jamaica. And we met this guy there that like owns a bunch of the properties there. He took us out to the nicest clubs and he had like a private beach villa. I remember just sitting on the beach, the music was blasting all around the surround speakers, chilling there with my roommate and felt nothing but pure bliss.
I think moving downtown. Yeah, moving downtown is my happiest memory.
My happiest memory of 2022 is Caravana, you know? I love Beer Park Road, so I'm happy with that.
Half naked in the sun, it just kind of gives main character energy, you know what I mean?
Happiest moment would be right now. I live in the moment, I love the present. I'm trying to be more present every day.
We're in 2023.
Yeah, I know, but there's no wrong answers.
I think it was a night at AM PM. I was looking to my left and I saw my boys from like elementary, looking to my right and I saw like homegirls from further back. And I'm just saying like right now, like all these people in this room, like I brought them here together.
It was Canada Day. I came home from having a game and then just me and like some of my homies, we just went out. It was like at EFS on Canada Day and outdoor patio and it was just really good vibes being with, you know, all your people and whatnot. It was just like a really pure and enjoyable moment.
I went to my first concert alone. I went to the weekend concert. That shit was fire. And it felt like a full circle moment in my life because I really grew up listening to him and it was my first time seeing him. And just to do it alone and just like connect with the people I was sitting around, it was a great time.
But I don't think it would be a specific memory, but the kind of in-between memories when you actually process everything that's happened. A lot of amazing things have happened in 2022. There would be like a random day where I'm walking, drinking a bubble tea, and it'll just hit me that life's great and everybody's amazing and I love Toronto.